What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room yet again, always with another one. And yes, indeed, it is another one. So, as you can clearly see the title of the broadcast, obviously, this young lady is thinking that the red pill is making women go to other women. Now, it's crazy to me to sit here and try to blame your likings or things that you want to do on other people, and it's that's just not how it works. That's just not how it works. But we're going to dive off into this and see what she has to say. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
The red pill fandom is exactly why women are stepping away from men altogether and kind of leading more into bisexuality, or we're seeing this big shift where women are overwhelmingly having their needs met by other women instead of men. And it's because men, especially those who are like, I want a traditional setup, which is like the overwhelming majority of the red pill fandom, don't really want a traditional setup because they're not a traditional man. These men accepted the propaganda that was fed to them, that they just had to be a provider and work and be good workers, and that's all they would ever have to do. And so what they did was they went out into the world and they attracted a bunch of masculine women who also fell for the propaganda, who also don't understand their own needs, okay? And they all formed these unionships.
So it's the masculine women that don't understand their needs, but I thought it was the masculine women that were, saying that they don't need men out here. Now, hold on. I'm just trying to think this thing through here, because she's saying that the masculine women were fooled and they're trying to be a part of being submissive wives and stuff like. See, she all over the damn place, and it's the sideways thinking for me, and trying to blame things that maybe she wants to do, or maybe she think women want to do and stuff like that on men. Listen, look, this is wild right here. Men have gathered in the red pill spaces to hear other men's stories and things like that on how, life has been for them within the dating market, marriages, and things like that. That's what this is for. Well, that's what the red pill is for, basically.
And that's why we see divorce is so high, cheating is so high, people are so miserable. Marriage is not what marriage is supposed to be. None of these things are traditional unionships. All of these things are wounded masculine energies and wounded feminine energies. And we are seeing men grow more and more bitter towards women because women are tired of having to coach and teach these men who don't want to listen.
Coach and teach men who don't coach and teach men what? What exactly do you need to teach a man how to do as a man? Because you're a woman, you'll never know what it's like to be a man. So what do you mean coach him to do what? Teach him to do what? And she keeps, of course, she's pulling this energy from what the red pill is trying to tell men about how to engage in life, period. As far as everything, finances, all types of stuff, how men need to, gather themselves and, make themselves better human beings, basically. That's basically what the red pill is for. And now that our voices are being heard amongst other men and we're able to, bounce stories off each other, see what other men are going through. Yeah, women out here are losing their minds. They can't capture that.
A masculine man if you don't understand feminine nature. You can't be a masculine man if all you want to do is work instead of romanticize and dive deep into your woman and get to know her and all of those things. And even if you've gotten to know her, how do you expand off of that if you guys are committed to one another, right?
Romanticize. Okay, romance was invented, let's say, maybe 80 years ago, something like that. De Beers, romance novels, all that type of stuff. For thousands of years, men didn't do all the romance stuff. Now, I know they make these movies nowadays, like, what was that movie, The 300? The leader of Sparta, he was just, so romantic with it. No. Them men back then didn't do all that crap. No. You got married for duty, honor, respect, loyalty, trust, and also, you know what I'm saying, to make sure that you had she had a proper man that was able to provide, and she could provide him with trust and love and care for his children, for the offspring, and teach them how to, and raise them up. It's all this over romantic crap that we've been living with for the past 80 years plus is not been what's been going on throughout history. That romance crap is new.
Because like divine unionship, traditionalism, like people don't cheat. People are obsessed with each other. Divine unionship, divine masculines, divine feminines, when they're connected in the 3D, the 4D, and the 5D.
Okay, she's talking about divine this and divine that. Okay, so what divine are you talking about? Are you talking about the divine of what God wants us to do? Or are you talking about whatever divine you want to make up? I mean,
And what the French toast is there to think about?
Now, I'm not here to stipulate anybody's religion. Your religion, whether you have it or not, that's your personal issue. I don't give a damn. All I'm saying is, though, I'm going by what she's saying. She's the divine energy and divine this. Okay, Jesus, lady, what are you talking about? I guarantee she's not living by anything divine, but she wants some type of faithfulness or something that doesn't exist without having any rules or structure or guidelines that you have to go by in order to have things in proper order in order for shit to work.
Those of you that are in these fucked up relationships or left fucked up relationships and don't want to heal, like those are your karmic relationships. And you're trying to make peace with them, and it is stripping you of the very things that you think you want in a traditional. A lot of your guys' hands while I say this. When it comes down to cheating, that's not a man thing over a woman thing. That's a broken human thing, okay? Because people who are emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually happy and content, they don't cheat. That's why everyone always talks about a honeymoon phase. It's not a honeymoon if you make the honeymoon your entire life. It's not love bombing if love and bombing is consistent, right? But what we see is a whole bunch of people who are not really in love. They're in karmic situations, or they've accepted some type of propaganda. And so by the time they get into it and get comfortable with it, or they start to deconstruct it, they realize that's not really what they want, because it's not traditionalism. And
right. And she's projecting everything that she's been through. Well, this is the love bombing and yeah, we know, baby. We know. You went out there, you decided to choose the guy that you knew good and damn well wasn't going to be able to, do the things for you that you need to get done, but he was exciting. Okay, that's fine. How about you heal yourself, but don't blame it on men, because we have a voice now and we're sharing intellect with each other, or we're sharing information with each other online, basically, and we're figuring things out about women. And collectively as a whole, some men don't know. Some men have been through things to where we know, but some men don't know. And, now that we have a voice that's actually, quite loud, these women are losing their minds out here. They're like, how dare y'all around here teaching these men all this information and stuff like that? You're not supposed to do that. How dare you tell men about the core system? How dare you tell men how what a woman's actually doing when she's making this move or that move, because you've been through it and you've seen the forest for the trees, and you're telling the rest of the men, like, listen, look, she's going to make this move right here when she's doing this. How dare you tell these men this information?
None of it makes sense. It doesn't sit right with the human spirit, and it doesn't sit right with the human. Because when you look at the idea of divine masculine and divine feminine and unionship coming in together, those people are fucking obsessed with each other. And why is that? Because it knows no bounds. You're connected in the 3D, the 4D, and the 5D, right? And a lot of times when it comes to like spiritual fulfillment,
3D, 4D, 5D. What is this, a video game out here?
So what's the French toast is there to think about?
What is this? 3D, 4D, to 5D. This girl here.
A lot of men specifically have been pussyfooting and running from their emotions for so long that it triggers them when they are introduced to something that brings that spark back to life instead of them just being a good ass fucking worker. And again, wounded feminines, they rely on this idea that men are supposed to be good workers and providers because women have had to consistently rely on men for relevancy in a society like this that's built in sexism. At the end of the day, it has nothing to do with traditional gender roles. It has to do with traditional balancing of energies. It has to do with understanding yourself. It has to do with development. It has to do with walking away from things that don't serve you. It has to do with literally changing the way that you have always lived your life because it is no longer making you happy or giving you soul fulfillment.
Here we go with that happiness. Oh, Lord. Happiness comes and goes. You don't get into a relationship or a marriage and things like that solely for happiness. You get into it because you want to have somebody that you know has your back in life and things like that, that y'all could actually, agree on enough tangible things as far as, your morals and other little things and stuff like that, to where y'all could actually, maybe if you do have an argument, you can get over certain things and you can, move past certain things and keep going because the big picture is always there. That's what relationships are really truly centered around. And also, at the same time though, too, basically that a man is able to provide and a woman is able to provide, comfort, peace, and, help with his offspring and things like that, with their offspring, because it's not just his, it's both of theirs. It's a lot to this situation here. That's the problem. And in today's society, a lot of women are forsaking their thought process and their natural instincts. And that's the reason why they're having all these problems, because they've done too much, been with too many different men. Too many different men have, imprinted themselves upon them, and they're confused. Their thought process is all over the place. And then it comes to a point, it's like, their natural instincts do kick in after a certain point because they prolonged it for so long. It's at a point to where it's like an urgency sign. And it's like, now, yes, I want this, I need this, because, it's a natural instinct. But at that point, it's like you've pushed it off for so long. You can't do that. It's like, driving a vehicle for so long without getting proper maintenance, brakes, tune-ups, things like that. The car's going to fail. It's going to die. And for this woman to sit around here and blame men, listening to, the red pill or whatever, it's not even that. Just blame men that are listening to other men tell them about their life experiences, especially in the marriage and dating market and stuff like that. And, gaining information that could actually help men and better men, not only just dating and market, the dating market, also with, life period, finances, how to, better yourself as a man, what you need to do to, make yourself more fulfilling for yourself and things like that. And, the one thing I definitely kind of am getting here is it's the fact that some of these women are mad that men are talking about self now, when throughout the history of this planet, men have been sacrificing themselves for women. And for women nowadays to hear that men are, self-improvement, men need to self-improve, men need to worry about themselves, men need to take themselves and do this, they need to go do that as a man, better yourself here, women cannot stand the fact that men are talking about doing something for themselves.
And what the French toast is there to think about?
They can't stand it. Because doing something for a man to do something for himself, to better himself, to do anything, it's excluding her, which traditionally women have always, of course, traditionally women are worried about themselves. That's just the nature of a woman in order for her to survive. And that's okay. But I'm saying, though, nowadays that what's going on here, what the red pill has come into place, is for men to better themselves financially, physically, mentally, you know, emotionally, the whole nine. So for women en masse to hear men talk about self love or self education, self, you know what I'm saying? It's hurting them. It's screwing their brain up. They can't stand to hear a man talk about doing for himself without them being involved and gathering resources from him. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Mad love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.